Episode 99.
Oh boy. Here we go. Monday. Come on in. Perfect. Let's do the right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Welcome, Evening Hour, episode 99, folks. Glorious. Wow. My name's Cardone. You're watching Evening Hour Live. Here we are. I have Vivaldi blasting in the background here. Hold on. Wow, come on in. I got lots of stories to tell tonight. I was not here last week. Last week was the first time I missed one in a very long time. So we got a great group in here. I see Ruth's in here, Joel, Lilith, Mama. What's up, Mama? Mom lives that way now. Only 20 blocks away? I don't know, somewhere around there. Wow. Yeah, Fran's a New Yorker now. Wow, okay, we got a good group. Jason, everybody, who's all in here. Come on in. Get cozy. I got lots of stories to tell tonight. And some fun new stuff I've been learning. What's up, everybody? Come on in. It's Monday. Most of you know, my favorite day of the week. This week is insane. I almost didn't get to do this episode because of Wi-Fi camera internet problems. But alas, I am here. Shout out to new people. Anybody new in here? Please, this is a chatty show. We have a chatty group in here. You participate. Say hi. Yeah, this is definitely a chat-based show. So, come on in. Mama, one of these days, you got to come sit in the studio and watch live. We'll do that one of these shows. But yeah, if you're new, the more you chat, the more points you get. The more points you get, there's a store underneath. You'll see in the description, you can order a mystery box. You can also order a poster. And I am right now ready to do really cool mystery boxes. I have a lot of new stuff here to pass around. Fun, weird things. So, oh, you had tech troubles too? I'm not good with tech. I've gotten better at giving up and relaxing first, and then going back and doing step by step. I just don't like the fact you can't see what you're fixing sometimes. You know? Peter, cheers. How are you? So yeah, busy week. Actually, I'm in crazy busy season right now for a myriad of reasons, and I'm going to talk about it tonight. My brain is in many project mode. I have all these different things in my head. Oh, satanic playing cards. People are bugging me. Yes, they're a little late. I got info. I talked to my team today that's overseas. So the reason why Kickstarters are always late is if you do a Kickstarter before the production part, you're passing it to a new set of cooks in the kitchen who you're completely out of their power. So, the project's done. But now we're waiting on the printing. And they had sent it back for something to get altered. Something in the design of the back. I don't know. Some very subtle thing. And now it does the back and forth and blah, blah, blah. But it is going to happen. I would love for it to be here and shipped before Christmas. I can't say yet. But yeah. Well, Ruth, you can get a mystery box. How many points do you have? You might be able to get one now. You're chatty. You might have a lot of points. Yeah. So, at any rate, the satanic playing cards are being done. No worries. You're getting them. I want them just as bad as you. I am freaking out. I just saw the Ace of Spades, and it's the way it's going to be in the final version. It's going to be cool. I think they're going to be pretty collectible because I'm not going to do a second run of these. They're definitely, this is it. One big boom run. If it would happen again, it will be different. So, on that note, what else? Yeah, I've participated in about 20 Kickstarters. And all of them, except for like 2, were late. And some of them were 3 years late. I'm not kidding. So, if you're donating to a Kickstarter, you're in the pre-production end of it, not the post. Which is why when products are getting released, you don't hear about it until it's done. And I mean done, because there's too many variables involved. Yes, thank you, Ruth. Yeah, no, we didn't want to screw these up. I'm a fan of over pre-planning so that at the end of the day you have time to wiggle and, well, you'll see. They're going to be done and everybody's going to be able to get them. Giveaways. I might do a giveaway at the end of the show today, so stay tuned. We'll see. Oh, I know. If you follow my Instagram, there's a couple of dudes that are NYU film students, and they chose me, believe it or not, as the subject of their thesis. How it started, and I've been doing that right now. So, another reason why I'm busy. Let's see how many times I yawn tonight. I'm drinking fake beer. It makes me yawn. I'm not sleepy. I actually have a lot of energy right now. So these NYU students were looking for a magician to do a film on the idea of what it is to be a magician. And so they contacted some people who then sent them to me, and then they looked around and they chose me as the subject. And I think I know why. I won't say why. But, well, I mean, I immediately, pardon the French, shit all over most magic today. Most magicians. With some of the things I said. And I also told them that I buy into the notion of real magic. And he was kind of shocked to hear that from a magician. And when I explained to him my version of what real magic was, they were like, oh, we got to do this. This is too much fun. And so they've been coming here and spending time with me and doing some runs. And I'm like, look, you can do this if you can keep up with me. And I'm going to be honest, they've been able to keep up. So if you go on YouTube, I posted a little clip of one in my stories. I might post the full video. They edited together a little piece. And dude, I forget that they're filming. Because I'm just, how you see me right now is how I am this is how I am. This is not an act. This is me. And so I forget I'm being filmed. And at some point they were at my house and I had just taken a shower and I had nothing but a towel on and I'm in my backyard with a bullwhip. So I'm stream of conscious sometimes. So yeah, it's been really fun. It takes up some time, but it's totally worth it. And so I've been doing that. I've been doing private parties. I'm back to do that. Wits End is back. Not this Thursday. Next Thursday, we have a show. The burlesque is back, and we have an aerial performer now. We have an aerial rig. So that's back. I think we're only going to be able to do 1 or 2 in December, and then we're going to pause until maybe February, March. Pause. But, yeah. I'm excited. That's back. I've been doing wits on the low key, just doing magic. People, if you aren't familiar why, we had some problems with the popo, as they call it. And we're back in action. Yeah, that's happening. So I want to get into some nitty gritty of last week and this week and things I'm working on and some of the subject because we don't have a lot of time and I have a lot of crap to say. My mother, who watches this show, hi Mama, Remember Carol Burnett used to pull on her ear to say hi to her mom. I just say hi, Mom. She moved from Washington, D.C. to New York City, and she lives in my hometown, and I haven't lived in my same town as my mother since I was 17, folks. So it's kind of cool. Me and my mom have bonded in the best way possible in the last year, and now she lives down the street. So you'll see her. I'm going to try to get her on the show. Maybe I'll interview you, Mom. What was I going to say? So we go to D.C., me and my two kids, to move my mama to New York. Now, we had a moving company, because there ain't no way I'm moving a house at this stage in my game. But she needed a lot of help doing lots of little things. And so me and my two kids went to facilitate this move and to drive her here, because she ain't riding the moving truck. And it was also one of the last times I was going to be able to spend in D.C. at a home that's my home, you know, my family home. And so, and my kids wanted to do that too. And my favorite thing to do in Washington, D.C., by far, is my mom lives in Georgetown, or lived, in like a duplex apartment in the paper mill factory that they turned into apartments. And she paid not a lot of money in the old days, but now it's valuable, right? And that neighborhood is fancy pants. But to me, it's fancy pants in not a good way. That city's weird. I don't understand it completely. It seems very segregated, like a 50 years ago segregated style. Very weird vibe. And I don't like that. New York City to me is, we're all here. We all hang out. There, it's very, you know, you're in that neighborhood and I'm in this neighborhood and that's that. And so, and you've got politicians running around. So my mom lives 2 blocks from Nancy Pelosi's house, and I'm not a fan of hers. Never was. Not for a myriad of reasons. But she's down the block, and it's just all politicians and diplomats and Georgetown University students. So my favorite thing to do is get in a skateboard and just skate the city. It's a great city. It's all paths and parks and, you know, the monuments. I like them. I actually like monuments. I'm a big Thomas Jefferson fan. I like his stuff. I like his work. I like what he did. I like the Lincoln Memorial and Abe Lincoln. You know, I dig it. It's fun. And so we like to ride around the monuments. And every time we go, we end up at some point in front of the White House. And there's always Secret Service. And they are the chattiest people in the world. Now, they always come up and start talking to me. And we all, probably because of how we're dressed, I don't know. They always come up and talk to me. I'm one of those guys. And what was the guy talking about this time? So the last time, the guy took our skateboards and tried to ollie. The Secret Service. I have a video of it. I'll find it. Show it one day. This time, what the heck was he telling us a story about? He was really telling us kind of a boring story, and me and my kids, when I say my kids, my son's taller than me. He's 20 and my daughter's 15. So they're big. And he's telling us some boring story about partying in college or something. It was so mundane, I forgot. I'm more fascinated with the notion of the Secret Service being so chatty. And I think, and if anybody has insight, I think they put the chatty ones there for PR reasons. Could be wrong, but I think they go, look, you're going to be hanging out with tourists. Be cool, be friendly. If they chat, talk back. They usually come to me, though. I don't go up and talk to them. And so in D.C., there was something we all wanted to do. And one of those things was me and my son wanted to watch The Exorcist. We had both seen it a million times. My daughter had never seen it, and I didn't realize that. Because she has seen almost every single movie we own here. All the horror films. All of them. And I was like, oh my God, you haven't seen The Exorcist? Well, we're going to watch it tonight, right? Right beside one of the sound stages for the interiors, and only a few blocks from the house and the steps. She's right there. My mom's house was like, right? And so I was like, let's do it. So we watched the movie, And it holds up. But I will say I noticed some weird stuff. In the beginning, as the build happens, the only thing I think sticks out, and I know why they did it, there's some old monster movie tropes. Rattling chains in the attic. The candle in the attic, the fire flaming up a bit. There's some like weird little things that happen. And for some reason, they don't work for me anymore. They don't. The rest of the movie does. I mean, even the head spinning and all that works. But the setup, I would have made it more subtle and more psychological than that. And I think a modern director would have done the same. Like, she would have gone in the attic and had a vision, or fainted and had a dream, or something like that. I think that would have been scarier. But at any rate, the movie was a really good movie. It's got a great kind of build to a climax. I always took it as not as a, I mean, it is kind of a Catholic recruit film. Let's be honest. I think The Good Doctor called it that, right? Is that him who said that? Somebody said it. But it is kind of that. It makes you want to run to church and pray. It didn't do that to me. It did scare me as a kid, but I always took it as a movie about our subconscious and the priest and his subconscious mind gnawing at him on certain subjects. You're going to die up there. That scene's wonderful. That's a really great scene. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in the movie. I love that you're just thrown into this story about a celebrity, and you see her immediately as a normal, from the inside out. I love it. It's a great movie. Glad we watched it. Now, here's where we get to the juicy part in DC. So, DC has a high crime rate, and Georgetown, which is a nice neighborhood, they still have a high crime rate because the bums go there to rob the rich people. And the rich people up there are pretty passive, I'll be quite honest. And I know this because when I hang out in Georgetown, I get treated like a homeless guy. I'm not kidding. If I walk into a deli, or they don't have delis, if I walk into anywhere, they're on me like flies on shit, and I don't go over well in DC. It's just the way it is. The noises, but maybe well, I don't know if it's chain. It just sounds like chains. That's what I thought. I've never read the book. I should read it one day. So DC is not friendly to me, and even my kids. My son went somewhere. Where did he go? I mean, yeah, we get treated like thugs, and that's okay. That doesn't bother me. I find it amusing. Interesting. Yeah, true, Joel. So DC is so clean and fancy pants. I actually got in line at Dean and DeLuca 15 years ago, and Schwarzenegger and Maria Shriver were in front of me. I didn't even notice them right away. It was me and my mom waiting in line, and I went, "Oh my God, it's Arnold." Oh, and it's Maria Shriver. And I went, "Hey, Arnold," and he literally grunted. He went, and just kind of went away. I was like, "Oh, whoa, sorry." So people DC is kind of like, there's a main drag, and in Georgetown, there's like a main drag, and there's like shopping and food and stuff, right? But there's a lot of nooks and crannies for people to hide. And so at night, if you're walking alone, it's very easy for someone to jump out and mug you. Last year, I had to go to DC to help my mom with some stuff, and right in front of her house, I watched someone get mugged. Me and my kids right there. Boom. So we chased the guy. I actually tried to catch him. I couldn't catch him. Somebody was getting out of the car, and the guy just like hit him and grabbed their bag and ran. And I was like, oh. We didn't even tell my mother at the time because she was kind of stressed out about a lot of stuff. And I was like, she doesn't need to know. This year, me, my son, and my daughter were sitting at an outdoor cafe in the morning. It might have been 10:30 in the morning, maybe. Outdoor little cafe. Gonna have coffee, breakfast, some food, some sandwich. We had sandwiches. I remember now. I had a brie and apple sandwich. I've never had one before. It was sourdough bread, brie cheese, and sliced apples. It was phenomenal. I've never had it. Has anybody had that before? That's new for me. I don't know. Way good. So we're eating, and as we're eating, a guy walks up by, and mind you, there's no one around outside really. There's customers inside, but the street we're on is kind of empty. And this guy walks by, and he's like, he says something, and he asks my son something about his headphones. My son is a tech nerd and has like the fanciest headphones you can buy. You have had it, Amanda. Where? In the city? I'm going to try to make it. It's that delicious. So I am God, I don't know if I'm going to get to all my subjects tonight. I have a lot of crap to talk about. So I'm eating my sandwich. This guy, he's like I will say a 53-year-old African-American guy. He looks like a bum, but not really. Like, he wasn't like... I mean, in New York City, we have every type of... You had brie and apples for dinner yesterday? What? What? Really? What? It's weird, all this brie and apple stuff. What? I love it. Where did you have it, Lilith? What the heck? So, okay, so we're eating, and my son has fancy headphones around his neck, and this guy walks up. He didn't look like a bum, but I could kind of tell he was what we call at the beach skell. He was street smart. So he walks up, says something about the headphones. I'm not even paying attention. I'm like enwrapped in eating and food, and I'm just like, we're having a family moment. And he's talking, and I hear him say to my son, "Hey, can I see those?" And Wolfgang's like, "Nah, that's cool." And my son's very poker faced, and he's just kind of eating. And now my ears perk up a bit, and I hear him say to Wolfgang, "No, I want to hold them. Give them to me. Give me those headphones." Now, as soon as I heard this, oh, you made it at home. Wow. As soon as I heard him say, "Give them to me," I know of a technique of mugging people because I've had it happen to me a few times. And it's this: "Hey man, can you spare some change? $1? Give me $1. Give me $1. I'm not asking you anymore. Give me your money." It starts off with a passive ask, and then you do it, and then it gets violent. If they smell a little bit of passivity, then they'll go, "I'm gonna fucking oh, I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to swear on these channels. It does limit my I'm gonna effing punch you." I try not to swear on these shows because people have kids. But who fucking cares? So anyway, he's like, I've seen it happen where it gets to violent. And I've had it happen to me. I had it happen in Pittsburgh and here where I can tell it's going there and I shut it off quick. So this guy's like, "Give me your headphones." And I'm like, all right, this is now getting weird. So I stand up. And I'm like, I'll rip his eyes out if he even sort of does one grab. I was ready to go. So I stand up and I'm like, "Yo, we're eating here. Like, we're having family time." And then he's not going away. I forget what he said there. And then I look at my son and I go, "I'm going to count from 5 to 1. Are you ready?" I said it really like boldly. I was like, now I'm going to go bold. And my son looks at me like, uh-huh. And then I was like, the guy knew what I was talking about because he's street smart. And what I was talking about is I'm going to count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then I'm going to hit you. That's what I was getting at. Like, I'm going to get violent like that. And so he saw that I was ready to go, and he mouthed off, walked away, threatened to shoot me if he had a gun, and then left. And then I went into the cafe, and they noticed something was wrong, and I was like, "Yo," I had to like scare that guy away, and they're like, "Oh, that guy, he bothers people." Yeah, so that happened. And I'm like, he was messing with the wrong dude, and my son would have fought back too. My daughter was just like, we were ready to go. I've never been in a fight with my son, but I think we would have done all right. I was really like, wow, it came close. Like I could smell it right on the edge. He's used to bullying the Georgetown people who, quite honestly, I'm sure are easy to scare because they're afraid of me and I'm friendly. So here's what I have to say to those people. All right, let's keep moving. Oh, the new Ghostbusters movie. Anybody? I have the guy who drew the art for the Satanic Playing Card, Stuart Palm, very close friend of mine. He loved it, and I trust his opinion. But I don't watch movies anymore. I've seen now this year 6 or 7 films all year. That's it. 6, 7 movies. That's like one every other month, maybe, or 2 in 1 month. I don't know. And I just, it takes a lot for me to sit down and watch a movie these days. Has anybody in here as a parent ever got into a fight with their children? Not fighting their children, but their children on their team. I'm curious. It really is Peter, I'm now seeing the comments here. Brie and Apples is ridiculously good. I don't know what it is, but yeah, and then the sourdough bread and a sandwich? God, I'm in. Now I'm hungry. I heard the new Ghostbusters is good. I know it's a nostalgia thing, and that's a part of my subject tonight. What is nostalgia on a science level? I'm going to talk about it. It's pretty neat. But before I get to that, this Saturday, and I'm going to try to hustle this quick. Oh, you weren't a fan. I mean, I loved the first Ghostbusters. I saw it in the movies 3 times when I was a kid. So I'm curious because I do like Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray, and I like those guys. But I'm not into rehashing. I'm tired of Stranger Things aesthetic, which I think this looks like. You know, they're using, and they even cast one of them in it. So I don't know. We'll see. So this week, my band Toilet Boys is playing at Webster Hall with the Lunatics. It's now officially sold out. There's probably tickets at the door. There always are. And it's also the 20th anniversary of a CD that we put out 20 years ago. And, oh, you had a phone call, Ruth? Well, you should go hear me tell my story afterwards about someone trying to mug me and my kids. So this show's coming up, and this label called Another Riff Raff Label contacted us about a year ago, I think, and said, hey, can we, as an indie label, release your 20th anniversary as an LP vinyl? It never got an LP. It's one of our only things that's not on vinyl. And we were like, yeah. And Toilet Boy Eddie, who's our drummer, he's also the drummer in Psychic TV. He's our designer. If we need a design, he's a designer, and he's way good. And he facilitated some of the design work. And I tell you what, yesterday I got it. Guy brought it to the studio. We each got a package, and I got a little extra because of this show. And it's stuff to give away in the show. Well, look, the box that I got my stuff in was huge. And it's great because he put vomit on it, which is funny. Because my last name in the band was Adam Vomit. Long story. And I want to show you some of the stuff that's in the box. Some of the product. I'm going to say they're officially sponsoring the show just because they gave me stuff to give away on the show. And their link is below. So if you look below, there's a link, Another Riff Raff Label. From what I gather, it's 2 people that run the label. It's a guy and a gal. They're a couple. And I think they met each other because of Toilet Boys. I think they were both wearing Toilet Boy patches. And they met, and it was kind of a dream of theirs to do a release. And they have a small label they put together. And so they not only did Toilet Boys, they did my band Opulence. They did some merch, and I'll show you. Well, here's a patch. I mean, dude, look at these patches. So they did these like silk screen patches, right? We've all seen these before, but just wait. Where's the Toilet Boy patch? Here's the. They did square Toilet Boy patches. Oh yeah, here's the Opulence square patch. I'm gonna start putting this stuff down now. Look at this. Okay, now this is a patch, nothing fancy. Here's the Toilet Boy version. It's cool, right? Now, wait till you see this. They did an opulence cassette tape. And it's actually screen printed on the black plastic. When I saw this, I almost passed out. I was like, oh my God. And it's a tape. And look at this, folks. I'm absolutely flattered. And then look at the inside. I mean, really, they did an obscene job. So that's just that, okay? But wait, there's more. So they did that. But the main thing they did was they wanted to do t-shirts commemorating the 20-year record and then the record. The t-shirts I'm not even going to show you. We don't have time. Here's the vinyl, okay? You have no idea how glorious this looks in real life. It's like crystal clear print. The back is the back, just like the CD. And now I'm going to show you something. When this came out on CD, it sucked because you couldn't see any of the stuff on here. This is why vinyl's great. It's art. Let me look at this. There are these weird little thumbnails of our live shows. And so, okay, so that's not what's cool. This edition, it came with 3 different versions. One's rare, one's sort of rare, and one's the mass one. One's like fire vinyl, one's smoke vinyl, and one's black. So I'm going to show you the black one and what it came with. Aside from the record. So it came with the record, right? The vinyl. But it also came with a 7-inch because it didn't fit all on one record. And I love it when bands do this. If it doesn't fit, you just put a cool 7-inch in there with the extra songs. So I like that. That's great. But that's not what I freaked out over. It also came with this art that's the Japanese cover that never got done. It did get released in Japan, but they didn't use this cover. I wish they did. This to me is just glorious. And then on the back, it's just memorabilia, flyers, tickets, blah, blah, blah. But wait. It came with the coolest booklet ever. Folks, it's out of control print work. I think this is us at the Garden. Bunch of quotes from people. And then the inside is the lyrics, but it's also the portraits. And it just came out freaking perfect. I'm going to give away an original print of this when I hit 1,000 subscribers. So, yeah. So we got that. It also came in the deluxe version. You could get one of these. It's like it's felt. It's for your turntable. And I think the deluxe version, it came with these signed photos, which is totally cool. And I mean, the quality is a joke. It's like better than anything I've seen in years. I don't know where they did it or who did it. I'm way impressed. Now, here's where it gets really fun. And you can tell, like, what's a cassette tape? I know. I that's what I said. It's a thing. People like them still. There's like a little scene for them. So the people that put this record out, they're obviously fans because they paid attention to detail. And so they were able to locate something. They found material that was printed, Lip Service clothing brand. It's a clothing brand from LA. We were close friends with the owner, Drew, who's passed on. They did a line of Toilet Boy clothes and sponsored us for a while. And they made a print, and they made jeans and all sorts of denim and stuff. And so this label found old material and made this. This came in the fancy version. It came with this little wallet made out of the material. They put Laser Punk Go-Go on there. Which is funny because when we were asked what kind of music we were, you know, they all wanted to know if we were punk, rock, or metal. We would just say Laser Punk Go-Go. They'd be like, what's that? I'd be like, I don't know. But look at this. You open it up, and inside, there are these cards. And there's 5 of them. And each one of them is a band member. And I can't. I don't want to. If you get them, I don't want to spoil. There's a lot of little detail in these cards. Actually, there's Guy. There's Eddie. There's me. And then there's Rick. So, yeah, I mean, really, they did a crazy job. So if someone's a collector, this is cool. I'm literally just flattered. Whenever I hear someone really cares about it still, it chokes me up and makes me flattered. We really did do our best. Really, we did our best. We went as far as we could without killing ourselves. And we took it very seriously. And still do. Which is why we're still doing it. This Saturday, we're going to blow the roof off. December 11th, we're doing a fundraiser for Howie Pyro. Howie Pyro just got a liver. He needed a liver, and we were doing a fundraiser for it. He just got the liver. And so we are going to do a fundraiser December 11th, Bowery Ballroom. It's Toilet Boys, Murphy's Law. There's somebody from L7. There's other bands I'm not allowed to say, and there's some celebrity performers I'm not allowed to say. If you know who we are, you can guess which ones are showing up. Because they show up to our shows all the time. They're going to be in the show probably. I'm very excited. Howie's a great dude, man. He was in D-Generation in New York, and he was in Danzig and a bunch of other bands. He's one of those New York rock dudes that meant something. And then he moved to L.A. and made a life over there, and he got sick. So we're going to help him out. So cheers to Howie and his liver. Yeah, I want to hear this tape. Now, this Opulence band, I'm very proud of some of the songs we wrote. I really am. And I think it's possible we pull it out and keep it moving. COVID killed the band. That's what stopped the momentum. And we just got busy. And I'm very busy with a million projects. And so it got put on a back burner. But I'm very proud of the material. So I wanted to quickly look at some of the swag I got. And I didn't even open it. I peeled it back and said, I'll open it on the show. So this is for me to give away on this show. I'm going to be giving away some cool stuff. And right away, so here's okay, here we go. Like, this is cool. I'm not going to give this away today. This is a ladies' small 20-year anniversary Toilet Boy t-shirt. And I love the back. Well, this is 20-year anniversary for the record, not the band. 20 years of blood, guts, and mascara. I love it. It's got lyrics in there. I mean, the design is cool. So this is going to be given away on the show. It's a lady size. Oh, they also did glass prints. Remember at the carnival, the rock bands that we used to like, and it came on a piece of glass? Here's a Toilet Boys one. I'll be giving that away. There's also a cassette tape for a band called Basher, who they also they put their stuff out too. They have a whole line of bands that they're doing. This is going to be given away. And then this. Wow. Okay. So this is a copy of the record. When I hit 1,000 subscribers, this is going in. In the meantime, I'm going to give away this one, the glass Toilet Boy plate tonight. This is great. I love these things. So we'll give this away tonight. The t-shirt I'm going to save for another day. And the cassette I'm going to put over here too. And this is from another Riff Raff label. They did this out of the goodness of their heart and for me to spread the news that they're a cool label. I hope they keep putting out stuff because they really have an eye for quality. Oh, they did these too. Bandanas. And the Opulence t-shirt for me wins the prize. Look at this, folks. This is Sean Pierce artwork. When you have artists in your band, it really means something. I mean, how cool are eyeballs, impaled humans, and mushrooms? I mean, oh, records never left. At least in my world. But yes, you're right. They did make a comeback, Eric. People are buying them more now than ever. I mean, in the last 20 years, more people are buying them now. Yeah, this t-shirt rules. I'm going to wear this one. I'm actually going to wear that one. Yeah, dude, records sound the best. I'm going to be quite honest. From what I gather, the science of the overtones, if you have a new record, it might not have all the overtones. If you have an old one, it does. I'm going to do a show on that one day. I wanted to talk now. Let's all right, we don't have that much time. So, nostalgia. The reason why I wanted to talk about it is we're living in a world where I'm going to sit in my thinking position now. We're living in a world where nostalgia is ruling the roost. It's very popular. It's the way things are packaged and sold now. I mean, a lot of the TV shows now are using it. My band is nostalgia. I mean, like, we're not putting out new music. We're playing old music, but it still works to this day, Bill Yon, what's up? Yeah, the vinyl it's just crispy and unbridled tone. I mean, it's just, but you do need a good setup. The Overtones. Yeah. That is a good band name. So, what is nostalgia? Fondly remembering the past. I took a lot of notes on this one. Oh, wow, this gets kind of meta. So, oh, wow, I went really nuts on this. Why are we nostalgic? Well, there is some science in it. Dan, yeah. Oh, you're watching with your wife and that's great. Party on. So the word nostalgia was coined in 1688 by Johannes Hofer. And it's the word in Greek for returning home and pain. So what it was a medical condition that soldiers got. And they would miss being at home so much that it caused them to be messed up, and then they would send them home. It was like a medical condition. But I think what nostalgia really is, and what the science shows, and this is where it's really neat. Well, okay, the never existed thing's interesting. Oh, wow, this is going to be great. You're going to love this. So, nostalgia answers the question, who am I? Because nostalgia is personal. It's not a thing that you share. It's a private, personal thing that you go back and you have these memories of things that made you feel good. Very rarely are we nostalgic with bad. It's a way of having these events in our past and tying it to the future, to now, to who we are. It's our identity. Now, the thing that's interesting is why we're nostalgic for certain things. But, okay, so there's some science in this. And music has a part of this too, because music is really considered one of the things that triggers nostalgia. But from 6 months to 1 year, they found out that babies respond to rhythms and chords in a more open fashion. Their brains are more apt to noticing rhythms and chords and liking ones that they might not normally like. And then at 1 year, they start to respond better to rhythms and chords, to things that are of their circle, their culture, their tribe, their what's close to them. And and they think it has to do with our identity in a group starts to become important, and they notice it. And the idea of when you hear a song and you kind of just move your body, because dude, there's bad music that I'm around that I hate. Let's say I'm working at a bar mitzvah and I'm doing magic and there's bad music in the background and I'm waiting to go perform. Sometimes I'll catch myself kind of moving to the beat and I'm like, wait, I hate this music. Why am I doing that? Well, I got an answer today and maybe why. They think it might be a learned behavior, but It's a way to fit in. It's our subconscious animal brain reacting in a manner to fit into a group, maybe, is what they think. So when you're dancing, you're communicating with somebody in a non-verbal manner, and they think it has to do with that, like it's a survival trick to communicate. They also tested out that symmetrical rhythmic moving, dancing, like what makes a good dancer and a bad dancer. It's funny, I came up with this thing of how to dance bad on purpose, and you can all do this for fun. So if you move your left foot forward and your shoulder opposite, right? That's how you dance. You know, you do these opposite balanced movements. Not that I'm a good dancer. If you want to imitate bad dancer, you move your right foot and your right shoulder at the same time. So, you know, old white guy dance. It's bad. It doesn't have a flow to it. So I saw this cool video where they took people dancing and they made a computer image that didn't show what they looked like. It's almost like a stick figure. And you can tell which ones are good at dancing and which ones aren't. So they realized that they think that people that move in this manner are more desirable sexually. Like as a mate, as a couple. Like people are like, that movement is, I like it. And it also means you're a better communicator if you're a better dancer. It's interpreted as such, maybe. And this is natural selection, kind of helping us understand other people's emotions, maybe. It's pretty deep stuff. And so one of the guys said music might be a happy accident from communication skills. One of the guys said, like, when you eat a McDonald's French fry or a milkshake, it triggers dopamine because fat and salt and sugar give you energy. So when an animal eats something sweet, it's like, yeah, if I eat this, it's going to give me energy. It's a trigger. And so the idea is music is like a subdivision of our communication skills. It's like a result of it. It was kind of cool. Wow. Yeah, I also watched this thing on earworms and why earworms are more prevalent in women. Like if they hear a song and they can't get it out of their head, for some reason, it's a way of, you have to resolve something. I'm not going to get into that today. That's a whole episode. Sexual selection, not natural. Yeah. So the idea of nostalgia, it's tied to our emotional part of our brain. The memory part is in the emotional part. Smell is also near our memory, emotional part. Okay. So here's where it gets meta. So 5 years ago, you're not the same person you are. You've basically regenerated everything. The only thing you haven't regenerated, well, we've also regenerated our memory. And like, you know, Eternal Spotless Mind of a Sunshine? I can never remember the name. Well, the guy goes to somewhere to remove a memory, a bad memory about a girl. But that's real. If you have a memory, a thought, they said it's like grass. If you keep mowing the grass, it keeps growing. If you stop mowing the grass, it dies. And memories are like that. If you keep addressing a memory and thinking about it, the grass is growing. If you have a way of getting it out of the way and you're not thinking about it, it will stop growing and you kind of forget about it. And so our brain maybe uses nostalgic moments to kind of give us an identity that we're a real person. That we're not just, like I always joke, a chemical robot with a pre-programmed data processing mission, and that's all it is. And so if it is just that, that's kind of lame, but we've also decorated it with lots of accoutrements at this point. Maybe we are just that. Are we just our memories? Is that all we have to offer? Oh, wow. This is great. Well, here's the thing, and Ruth, you brought this up. False memories are also mixed in. Um, wow, this is interesting. I love this. Yes, smell is a big one. Um, they did this thing with false memories. They did an experiment where they had photographs of from someone's life. Let's say 20 photographs. One of the photographs they altered in a manner that was untrue. Like it would be a little kid and his granddad, and then a little kid and his granddad at some weird circus. Well, they found out that people, when presented with these photos, they had memories of the fake one too, which is crazy that we blend it all together. Um, yes, as the neurons trigger, they form more connections to the surrounding neurons with strengthened memory. Yeah. And so that's what's making the grass grow. And it's also maybe why we do these little boxes of nostalgic memories. Um, Memory, emotion, reward, dopamine. Um, yeah, memories deteriorate. Positive memories overshadow the bad, which maybe is not good. This is my thought on it. I think our bad memories do need to be addressed. And I think that's the thing a lot of us don't do is we you do the, I mean, we do the, with anything that's negative. If there's somebody we don't like, if there's a job we don't want to do, right? It's just the way we are. We evolved to run from negative emotions. So what does a nostalgic thing do to us? Well, it makes us have a better mood. It triggers dopamine. It reminds us that something's meaningful from our past and that we are meaningful in a way, I guess, right? The other thing about nostalgia, and they've done experiments, is a nostalgic moment or something that makes us remember nostalgia, people are willing to pay more money. That's science. And yeah, when I was reading about that, I was like, wow, okay, that makes sense. But yeah, I mean, when I think of nostalgia, like if you say, what's a nostalgic moment? Like, all right, me on tour with Toilet Boys driving around LA. And I have many, many beautiful memories, wild, fun memories of us playing shows overseas. Now, I actually have nostalgia for some of the bad stuff. The Red Datsun Experiment. Woo! All right, Bill, you're giving me some juice. I'm going to write that down. The Red Datsun Experiment. And the year is 1974. For me, I have bad memories that are nostalgic of us, the band having problems, or me having problems in my youth. They're nostalgic. I look at them as beautiful times too, because I learned a lesson. People dying. I have many nostalgic memories at funerals. I don't consider them bad. They're just part of my life. Sniffing glue in the parking lot behind a convenience store with a skateboard crew. That was shady 80s. My friend Danny Biondo coined that phrase, the shady 80s. I was shady in the 80s. Yeah, so those are nostalgic memories. They are true, though. They are true. They're not false memories. They're cozy. They're movie-like. Like when I imagine them, they're almost like seeing parts of a film. And maybe that's what gives it a different edge, how we imagine them. Wow, all right, now I'm going into another. Like, are nostalgic memories visual? Because for me, they are. Like if I go like this, I see it. It's like a visual memory. Maybe for some it's not. Oh, D&D gaming? Out the roof. Dude, I have nostalgic memory. The guy that just said that, Bill, I have nostalgic memories of us eating lunch in high school with our stacks of role-playing game books. Yeah, I mean, like we lived the fake thing in Stranger Things. You know, them playing D&D. Like, we did that. That's real. I got to do that in the 80s. Yeah. We were all shady. Yeah. 80s were like just wild. I mean, yeah. The music, the hair, the fashion. I guess I'm dressed 80s now. Everybody, my kids make fun of me for that. Yeah. So it made me really think about what is nostalgia, what it means to me now. Because I'm like, do I just live in this weird nostalgia world? And it's like, well, no, because it's real today. I mean, my band still plays. We still put out product. It's all weird. To me, time is weird. I don't really... To me, the past, present, and future are kind of all the same. Adorable Dorks. That's a funny name, too, for maybe a comedy band. For me, the future is now. Like, if I have a dream of something to do in the future, I just do it now or figure out how to start doing it now. The present to me doesn't exist. It's not a thing. It's a motion. And the past are just memories. So to me, it's like this weird kind of blur of everything. That's why when I read the works of an ancient writer, I always get kind of like goosebumps because it's almost like it's happening today. And we haven't really evolved much that I can tell since 2,000 to 3,000 years ago. The functionality of our brain and how it works is the same. And I do believe that right there, what I said, is the reason why we have a lot of world problems, is because our values went, ah! But our biology went, it didn't match it. And so we have all these great ideas that we want to do, but our emotional reactive way of dealing with things doesn't match that. We want it to, but it doesn't work that way. And so I do think that that's why we have a lot of problems, is we're trying to be like, no, you gotta do it this way. And it's like, there's literally a biology of how our brain functions and how the signal moves around. So it really made me want to examine my life. I started just for fun looking up, what the heck does that even mean, nostalgia? You know, because it's a thing. We all know what it is. I mean, you brought up Happy Days. That was a retro show of its era. Just like Stranger Things is that of that era, right? But yeah, some of it's not real. Some of it is. It's like exoticism. It's like an exoticism vibe. It's like you're melding the 50s with some 70s. It's like a way of taking an era and making it your own of sorts. Bill says, being on the topic reminded me of a few nostalgic memories with you, Cardone, but I won't mention them because you're Yes. So Bill Yon knew me when I was a little more, like, outrageous, I guess, in high school. Yeah. Yeah, high school was crazy. We had fun, though. We had fun. Why do I remember listening to a Dag Nasty tape at lunch with you, Bill? Was that your tape? Yeah, you had like a Dag Nasty tape I remember listening to. Yes, tiki culture is exoticism. Yeah, what is tiki? I don't know. It's lots of things, right? It's a mash of some American stuff, some Polynesian, some Asian, some this, some that, which is looked down upon now. You know, cultural appropriation, as it's called. I thought everything's culturally appropriated. Everything. Everything we know of is, I guess, culturally appropriated at some point in time. Yeah, Happy Days is about the 50s and reminds me of the 70s. Yeah, it's a 50s show with 70s haircuts. Yeah, really. I would look at the show and I'd be like, nah, that's not how. You know what's funny is they wouldn't let Fonzie wear a real biker jacket. They had to tone it down. It was too serious. Yeah, so think about what nostalgia means to you and how do you define it? Because, I mean, my definition to me, nostalgia would be memories from the past that in the present make me feel a certain way that's kind of powerful. Because they're not just like, oh, I remember that. It's, oh, I remember that. There's a difference. It's like, do you remember that? Yeah. Do you remember that? Yeah, I do. Wow. Let's listen to it now. That's nostalgia when it gives you an emotional response. And what that means, is there an evolutionary function for us doing that? And it seems like there probably is. By having these memories, it gives you a dopamine blast and gives you some sort of identity of your past. It's your chapters of your life put in these little box vignettes, memes. Let's say they're a meme. It's the early version of a meme, except it's you. It's your meme. It's your life. It's a little, and how you remember it. The music, the clothes, the style, the smell in the air, the incense, the drugs you were on, whatever it may be. That's nostalgia. And I have bad memories that I consider nostalgic. That's me. You might not, but I do. I have many bad memories that involve me, also ones that involve other people. Some of them are bad things people did to me. Some of them are bad things I did to other people. They're in there. They're part of my nostalgic memories of my life. And so, yeah, that's my episode today. That was an easy episode for me. I had a lot to say. And I really think you guys should order mystery boxes because I have some cool stuff. Weird stuff. I even have a 1977 Miss Pennsylvania button. So, I don't know who's getting it. Somebody's getting it. There's a lot of weird stuff going in the mystery boxes. So, hey, whoever's in here new, it's a chat show. It's also a please subscribe show. I don't beg for donations, but if you give them to me, I'm way happy. But you don't need to. You need to hit the subscribe button. When I hit 1,000 subscribers, not only am I going to give away a bunch of fun stuff, I'm going to do some cool stuff. And I'm not that far away. It's just very hard to get subscribers. Yeah, the mystery box is fun. It's nothing too grand. It's just a bunch of weird crap that I curate for you. And I have fun making them. I try to put a little bit of things that I might like, things that you might like, something weird that you would never expect. Some of it's my band merch, some of it's not. You know, it's just a mix of weird stuff. So right now, I'm going to give away this Toilet Boy mirror. And so how it's going to work is whoever's in the chat right now, and there's not that many people watching now. It went up and it went down. I don't know why. Whoever wants to be in the win for a glass Toilet Boy mirror, it's not even a mirror. It's like glass art, and it's really nice. I don't even know how they make these anymore. Yeah, I love this stuff. Whoever wants to go in on that, write in the chat the number 20. It's our 20-year anniversary for that record, which is kind of shocking because it doesn't seem that long ago when I made it. I still remember cutting the tracks in the studio and singing the backups and doing the punch-ins and the whole thing. I remember it. I like making records. I love going in the studio and cutting records. I've done 1, 2, 3, I don't know, 4 or 5 of them with a bunch of studio time for singles. It's one of my favorite things. All right, Peter's in here. Jason, Bill. Amanda. Giuseppe. Eric. Ruth. Yeah, making a record, there's this weird feeling when you're doing the first round through. The delay? You mean the delay between when I say something and then you finally get it? Yeah, maybe. Peter. Jason. Bill, Amanda, Giuseppe, Eric, Ruth. What was I going to say before I go? If you're new to this channel, hit that silly subscribe button. If you're not new, just tell people. That's all I ask. I'm going to get a dice out. We're only going to wait a minute, and then I'm going to roll this dice. And then you're going to get a mirror. I'm going to start doing it. And go check out on Instagram and at their website. Oh, wow. Yeah, I see how it goes. Go check out their page. They have a beautiful website. And another Riff Raff label. Their link is right below. It's in the description. So my next episode is my 100th episode. And as it stands, it will be next Monday night. So far, that's when it's going to be. And I will give away something on that episode, too. And I'm going to try to do something fun. I don't know yet what I'm going to do. I always want to do something special, and sometimes I can't come up with it, and then all of a sudden it just drops in my lap. So I don't have anything planned yet, but maybe I do. We'll see. Maybe we'll bring Mama Cardone on that one. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe Fran will make an appearance. Yeah, my mom has got a great story, too. She went to college later in life as an adult, and it's kind of a miracle. Yeah, she did very well. I would imagine going to school now with a bunch of 20-year-olds. Wow. Not easy. She did it. What was that movie? Back to School? All right, here we go. I'm going to roll the dice. May the best person here win. Peter, Jason, Bill, Amanda, Giuseppe, Eric. Let me make sure I didn't forget anybody. I'm going to put the dice tray over here. And I'm going to turn on the hand cam. And here we go. Oh, that's a miss one. It's got to be 7 or below. Billion in the house. Billion, you won. Send me your address. I don't know if you're on Instagram or if you are on Facebook. Send me your address. I'll send you a package. Oh, you should do a To Tell the Truth panel. Oh my God. I love it. I'd have to find 3 Italian ladies that would work. It'd be funny if it was like an Italian lady, a black lady, and an Asian lady. Yeah, that would be really funny, but that's not going to happen. I don't know who I would get. That would be a good idea. Fallon. Yeah, Bill. Yeah, send me that. Yeah, you're going to get some. I'll put some extra. I'll hook you up. Send me your address, and in the next, I don't know if I'll do it tomorrow. It'll either go out this week or next week, but yeah, you'll get it. I'm going to put this over here. Thank you, everybody. I can't believe it's been 99 episodes. I really do like doing these. Where we find 3? Yeah, I can find them right down the street, actually. Oh my God, that would be hilarious. There's no way. My mom looks just like me. Not just like me, but you can tell. So I don't think it would work. It would be really hard. I look like my mom, and she looks like her dad and her grandma. Like, we all have the same nose. That's our nose. It's very Italian. Maybe I'll make cookies on the next episode. We'll see. Well, all I know is I'm cooking a big dinner on Thursday. I hope everybody has a killer Thanksgiving. Friday night, Black Friday, I'm going to be at the Lunatic show. I'm bringing equipment there. The bass player for Lunatics is using some of my equipment as a backup gear. First yawn of the show. That's great that I went that long without it. So, yeah, check it out. I'm going to be making some crazy posts all week on Instagram. Follow me, Cardone Magic. And I'll see you next week on episode 100. I can't believe it. Folks, I love doing this. I love you guys. It's been a blast. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart. I'm going to bounce out of here. Yeah, that was fun. Party on, everybody. I'm going to take us out with the outro. And, the Pizzelle recipe. Message me, and I'll get it to you. You need a Pizzelle iron. You have one, right? I think you said you have one. All right, I'm out. Party on.